Hi, so I'm Steve Shervington, Channel Sales Manager for Cloud Software at Lenovo, and with me today is my colleague Dan Verwolf, who's Director of Education Software globally. And we're here today to discuss the biggest trends within the education sector for the upcoming year. So let's get started. So I guess, Dan, welcome. It's your first BETT. I'm just wondering how you found it so far, and if you've got any thoughts or feedback you'd like to share.
Thanks, Steve. No, I'm really excited to be here. I mean, this has been such a great event for me. This is my first time at BETT here in the UK, and it's been an incredible event. I mean, not just the Lenovo stand that we're in is just incredible and full of just, I mean, really, really cool technology. But just the energy of the place overall, I mean, it's palpable. You can really feel it as you're walking around. I mean, looking at people's faces, and there's so much really exciting, new, innovative software, hardware, tons of great technology to see. And then we've just had so many really fun and engaging conversations with educators, IT managers from all across Europe, from people from Asia, people from North America. And we're all talking about similar challenges and similar opportunities that we want to engage on. And it's been really fun. I mean, because here at Lenovo, right, we've got solutions for the things that they're facing. Right. So it's been just a lot of fun talking to them about everything going on.
Okay, that's great. So I've introduced you as the Director of Education Software. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about that and what your role entails?
Yeah, absolutely. So my role as kind of the education software product line manager is to put together a portfolio that, takes the Lenovo's world-class devices that we're bringing into the classroom and couple that with truly innovative, effective software solutions to make sure that our educators and IT managers are getting the most out of those devices, right? Because it really, I really believe that software is what transforms, a technology device from being just a tool to becoming really a dynamic platform for really bringing, teaching and learning to the next level. Okay.
So obviously we're talking about trends, and obviously AI is probably the biggest trend out there at the moment. And around education, I mean, my understanding is educators have been early adopters of AI. And I believe it's almost now 1 in 3 teachers are using AI. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, and how do you see that progressing over the next 12 months?
Yeah, no, good question, Steve. And it wouldn't be a conversation at this event if we didn't bring up AI, right? At least once or twice. I'm sure every single conversation we've had, AI's come up at some point. But I really believe that things are different this time. With it's not just another trend, right? It's not a fad that's going to go away later this year. I think AI is really the start of a true revolution, especially in the education space. I mean, the amount of productivity enhancements, the way this can unleash creativity, not just in students, but in teachers and administrators, and how we, put together our lessons, how we come up with ideas that we want to share with students, how we want to engage creatively with, the lessons that we're putting out there. Obviously, introducing AI, like with any technology, introduces a lot of new challenges, but really they're new opportunities, right?
Sure.
And so I think, we really need to focus on things like AI literacy, right? To make sure that teachers and students know how AI works, what's possible, what's maybe coming down the road, so that we can more effectively, show students how to get the most out of it, but also how to use it safely and responsibly,
right?
So that they can, again, get the most out of what it can bring to them educationally.
Okay, so absolutely. I mean, as you mentioned, it brings a lot of new opportunities, but as with any new technology, often raises new challenges for the teachers as well. And I think one of those is having teachers managing the classroom and keeping the students focused, because as you rightly said, there's so much potential there and so much, not technology, but so much knowledge that they could possibly be pulling off. How can we help those teachers sort of help their students to stay focused on the task at hand during the lessons?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I'm glad you asked, about how can we help teachers with this, because obviously, anytime we introduce new technology into classrooms, and it's happened in waves over many, many years, right? So this isn't a new phenomenon to Lenovo. We're in the business of introducing new technology right into classrooms. So we know that whenever you're introducing new tech, you're introducing the potential for all these new distractions. Whenever you're putting a kid in front of a screen, right? I've got kids, I know what they look like when they're in front of a screen. It's hard to keep their attention. It's hard to keep them on task. It's hard to keep them focused on the lesson or the learning objective for the day. And so, I mean, we're aware of this at Lenovo, and for many years now, we've been sharing our software solution called Lanschool. It's our classroom management and device monitoring solution that we develop here at Lenovo. It's a Lenovo product, and educators are just have been really excited, especially this week. A lot of the conversations we've had, many of you were a part of a lot of those conversations where educators were just like, this is something I desperately need right now in my classroom. I'm watching my students, getting distracted. They want to try new things. I want them to explore, but when it's time to focus, I need them to focus. And when they're on a device, if the teacher doesn't have that visibility or those options to control that, kids can quickly take over the classroom. So what Lanschool provides these educators is the ability to not just monitor and see what those students have open at any given time on their devices, but the ability to control what websites they have access to, what applications they can be running at any given time during the class, so that if a student is, veering off task, that teacher can quickly redirect them, and again, they can try to get the most out of what they're trying to achieve in that classroom.
I understand. So that's, as you said, a major challenge that teachers are facing. I think another area, really, which is proven to be a challenge for the teachers, excuse me, is coming back to keeping them safe, is, as you know, cyberbullying. Now they're spending much more time online in the classroom. Traditionally, bullying used to take place in the playground, but now it's also taking place in the classroom. So how do we help teachers to protect students from that type of problem, cyberbullying, accessing websites that could potentially be harmful to them as well? I mean, does AI or can it play a part in that?
Absolutely, Steve. So, I mean, Lenovo believes really strongly in maintaining a safe, a responsible, you need that environment in order for a student to thrive, right? And when you're introducing new technology, like when we first brought the internet into schools, right, is when it started. But now with AI and all these new capabilities that we want students to explore, we have to have those guardrails in place to make sure that they're safe, they're staying protected from all of the digital dangers that we all know are out there. But you bring up things like, cyberbullying, and you're absolutely right. I mean, it's happening in a completely new way online now. And as students are using these devices, they need to be using them in a safe and responsible way. So, we introduced a product last year called Lenovo Netfilter, and kind of a more advanced version called Netfilter Plus, that allows schools and IT managers to put in place a protective layer across their entire network to filter that kind of content and keep students away from the really concerning parts of the internet. Right? And you mentioned, how does AI play a role? And one of the fascinating things to really think about is just how many new websites are coming online every day, every hour. It's thousands and hundreds of thousands of new websites. And there's no way where it would be feasible for a human to look at these websites and determine, is this a website that's dangerous? Is it not dangerous? What category would it belong in? And so now we're able to use artificial intelligence completely integrated into our Netfilter product to scan and understand the context of these new websites and determine which category to put those in. And then IT managers can have a much simpler way to protect their students by saying, I simply want to block this grade level of students or this school from certain categories, and then I can be confident knowing that those are always going to be up to date, and all the new website content out there are going to fall into those appropriate categories, and students will be protected.
It's great. Thanks for sharing. That's great news. So, well, look, thanks for that. I think it's an interesting time and interesting 12 months ahead. But before we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to share?
Yeah, I mean, there is one more thing. I mean, we're here at this event. You know, it's really exciting. Had so many great conversations with educators. You know, I understand we've got actually a pretty exclusive offer for this event. Is that right, Steve?
We do, yes. For those who visit the event, we're offering 12 months Lanschool free. So in other words, purchase Lanschool and we give you an extra 12 months free. So just for this event, just for those who've attended the event, we're still here. We'd love to see you. Come and visit us at the stand. We'd love to talk to you about the product, give you a demo, and yeah, answer any questions you might have. So thanks for your time. Thank you, Dan. It's been great talking to you, and that's a wrap.
Thanks, Steve.